This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Gilgamesh is considered to be one of the oldest pieces of art in the literary world. The story of Gilgamesh is a wonderful opportunity to go back more than 5,000 years and learn about past cultures, interests, demands, and beliefs. This story may serve as one of the most powerful examples of how recorded human thoughts influenced the current state of affairs and how the secret of immortality became a cherished dream for human beings. The vast majority of people are still eager to participate in the hunt for immortality. This is why this source becomes more valuable, where the results of such hunts are perfectly described. The significance of Gilgamesh is evident indeed due to a variety of factors. This work is still regarded as one of the earliest literary works that are known to the reader. This is a captivating source about the events of the Great Flood and human beliefs. And finally, this story shows the reader the way of how life, death, and people's realization have to be united. General facts about Gilgamesh's story. Gilgamesh was a famous king of Uruk in the middle of 2700 BC. He made a wonderful attempt to build a wall to protect his people against enemies, envy, and other sources of evil. The actions of this kind attracted the attention of many readers. The oldest civilization tried to take leading positions and prove their rights to existence. The Great Flood, the ideas of immortality, the grounds of friendship, and eternal memory, all these are the crucial points in the story. Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu united their powers and skills to participate in numerous adventures and achieve success. However, everything that Gilgamesh could achieve was memories and recognition, but never immortality. Gilgamesh is an epic poem and the oldest literary work. To comprehend why the poem about Gilgamesh is still of such great importance, it is necessary to clear up what makes it epic, what characteristics of an epic poem are inherent to the story first of all, and what the impact of this story is for the rest of the literary works. An epic poem is a kind of work written in an elevated language and devoted to the actions of one traditional hero. The characteristics of any epic poem that have to be mentioned are the following: a clearly defined story, a hero that people support, a hero searching for love, a friend, a relative, immortality, or treasure, gods, who can influence the development of the events in human lives, and, finally, a historical message that helps the reader to grasp her place in this world and her possible heritage. Gilgamesh is one of the examples that has all the characteristics mentioned above. Some people may argue that the text of Gilgamesh is usually presented in prose. However, we should admit that this story is too old, and the original text that was written in the form of an epic poem is hard to find. The history of the epic itself begins sometime before 1600 BC, 8 centuries before Homer, when a Babylonian author assembled free translations of the oral versions of some of these tales into a connected narrative. So, Gilgamesh has to be defined as a brilliant example of a true epic story with all the necessary points. The literature of that period and before Gilgamesh was hardly recognizable because it was difficult to save other authors' attempts to present a worthwhile piece of work and depict the epic characteristics. Gilgamesh and its connection to the Bible and the Greatest Flood. One of the most noticeable features of Gilgamesh is its close connection to the Bible and the events during the Great Flood. The biblical times teach the reader to trust the power of God and respect God's decisions even if other people cannot comprehend this choice. With the first light of dawn, a black cloud came from the horizon. It thundered within where Adad, Lord of the Storm, was riding. When gods comprehended that people became too numerous, too selfish, and too noisy, they attempted to show people their weaknesses. By means of the Great Flood, all humankind would be destroyed, including plants, animals, and land. Those who wanted to prove their rights to live and conquer the world had to survive and accept God's rules in order to become immortal. This part of the story about Gilgamesh plays a very important role in the literature of that period of time and even in the literature of current times. The historical message of this story is significant indeed. Every human being has unbelievable opportunities and skills, but the point is to use these skills properly and not break down the grounds created by superpowers. Relations between gods and mortals or civilization and nature must be respected. If a person forgets this simple truth, the possibility of losing everything rises considerably. This is why, in order not to lose life, faith, and dignity, it is better to remember and respect these boundaries. Gilgamesh with its concepts of life and death. Very often, people can hardly appreciate the possibility to live, breathe, and communicate. To achieve success and power, many people can forget about the concepts of friendship and self-respect. The story of Gilgamesh shows the reader how friendship and attitude toward life may change people and their attitudes toward each other. The friendship of Gilgamesh and Enkidu may serve as a powerful example of how cruel reality and indifference to nature may weaken a person and how human mutual support may save them. The story under discussion takes a significant place in the world literature because it proves that people are still able to save each other and keep in mind the idea of self-respect. However, if it happens that you lose everything, it does not mean that nothing is left behind. Human actions, words, thoughts, and help to other people will be able to make you immortal. And everything is not about life and death only, but about the ways of human personal realization and achievements of purposes. The story of Gilgamesh discloses the essence of immortality in one of the most captivating and clearer ways. The fear of death, the desire to find immortality, and the attempts to save lives, all make a person closer to death itself. Maybe it is useless to think about what may happen when the time to die comes, but it is urgent to think about the ways people live and use their skills. Gilgamesh is a significant literary work that demonstrated a brilliant start of how epic poems should look like and what information such works have to present. Further works by Homer were considerably influenced by the story of Gilgamesh, and even the representatives of modern literature admit the importance of Gilgamesh's context and the absurdity of immortality for mortal people. This research paper on Gilgamesh, Significance of the Literature of That Period of Time, was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.